Hold on.
You're on.
That's food. That's fine.
You're on.
Hey everyone, to our Food Farms and Chefs fans, we have two of the biggest names in the Philadelphia area. I want to introduce Chef Bobby Saritsoglou. Sorry, I knew I was going to mess it up. I don't do that. And Chef Kearse. You guys are doing a collaborative dinner in June. So I wanted to bring you guys on to not only talk about that, but also talk about both of your backgrounds, because both of you have such huge backgrounds in the culinary world and so many awards and accolades throughout the years. So welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. Actually, the dinner is actually tomorrow. I don't know when this is airing, but it'll probably it's May 24th, which is tomorrow for us. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I was under the understanding that you guys were throwing this in June, but even better. Hey, if you are out there listening, try to grab your last minute tickets to enjoy some of their collaborative dinner. So Bobby, Chef Bobby, you have a huge history within the culinary world in that you've learned via just hands-on. As far as I can tell, you do not have a culinary degree, but you've bounced around in various kitchens, learning hands-on experience.
Correct. Yeah, I didn't go to school or anything. Just kind of learned working, and I grew up in a Greek family, so I guess there's a lot of cooking going on there, and I hung out in the kitchen a lot because I was always hungry. So I guess I learned starting there. But then yes, I've worked at a lot of different restaurants, and when I was younger, I just did was there a great restaurant, and I would go there and get a job and stuff like that. And at some point, I went to Europe, where I have a lot of family, and worked in a lot of different kitchens and different places. So.
Well, Chef, can we talk a little bit about that? I mean, there's, in my opinion, as a culinarian, as a chef, you probably had one of the greatest learning experiences in culinary upbringing, going over to the Mediterranean and not only, immersing yourselves in the cuisine, but, also learning the history, the lifestyle, the culture, which all, if you don't understand the people, you'll never be able to cook the food is an opinion I have. Tell us a little bit about what that was like, at a young age, going over and just, spending time in the kitchen, spending time at the little tavernas, spending time in the markets, what that experience was like.
It was a great experience. Of course, you're right. I mean, I'm sure that it's funny when I was in my younger days, I worked at all kinds of restaurants. I worked at Japanese restaurants, and Italian, and French, all kinds of different things. I feel like a good chef can kind of gauge flavors and kind of make great food. But I think that it's important to kind of cook from your soul kind of situation. I think that helps a lot. For me it does. The first 6 I've had, I guess, in cooking, and again, I grew up in a Greek family. Like all of my aunts and uncles and my parents were always cooking. Everything kind of revolved around food. That's kind of all we had, right? We didn't have a lot to other entertainment, I guess, too. But yeah, spending time with my family in Greece and also in Germany and different places where they migrated to was invaluable. I mean, it's an experience that I guess can't be mimicked in any other way. But yeah, it was amazing. you know. It really kind of like you kind of get like the nuances of flavor, kind of like the root of where that thing comes from. And I think that's important. Like if you're in tune with like where certain flavors and dishes kind of come from, you can kind of do stuff on your own, like a little bit out of the box, and still have some legitimacy.
Yes, I certainly agree with that. And I love your history. And, you know, certainly as a person who loves Mediterranean food, what you did and how you learned is so valuable. And, you know, just immersing yourself in that education or in that learning experience. Chef Kearse, you on the other hand, not only did you go to the restaurant school and grew up watching a lot of food TV when you were younger because of the situation and stuff, but you had behind you, and I think if I'm correct, just in your Chicago time, you had the opportunity to work, well, I guess it would be, if my math is correct, three restaurants that added up to 8 Michelin stars, if I'm correct. So Charlie Trotter, Charlie was an idol of mine and had an opportunity to meet him and actually be part of the excellent experience that he did while I was in Chicago. But then at True, which was also 3 stars, and I believe Lydia was 3 stars too. You have an amazing pedigree, and I haven't even thrown out that little name Thomas Keller yet. So, I mean, you worked for undoubtedly 4 of the greatest chefs in the world in your career. I mean, tell us a little bit about what the discipline was like and the styles and a little bit about that experience.
You know, this is like 2005, so, you know, internet was around, you know, social media was not around. So you really knew also the psychology of restaurant in the kitchen. I read in books. So every restaurant had its own different culture and discipline, and some I liked a lot more than others. You know, I kind of describe it as like Hollywood. You know, I'm from Philadelphia, worked at restaurants throughout college, and then you go leave the small town to go to these awesome, huge empire restaurants, and it was like Hollywood. It's just like 1% of 1%, which is a very small number, right? 1% of fine dining is very small. And it's just things I never thought about, things I didn't really ever cross my mind and kind of think. You know, it's really great to gravel on the driveway of the fresh laundry just like every color. The show looked perfect. Like, I just sat there and laughed at, like, it's so simple, it all took an effort. Do it. It's a simple idea. And it's really cool, like, seeing it, seeing from different cultures and worlds coming together.
Hello, you got us?
I got you.
You hear us? Okay, sorry. So, you know, to see all these different cultures come together and do this one vision of a goal, it was pretty awesome. You know, it took a lot. You have to really dedicate yourself to that lifestyle, which any athlete knows you can only do for so long. It was a great mental challenge and a great learning experience. So, you know, I don't regret it at all.
So a question for both of you guys. If you can narrow one place or one restaurant that you were at that really shaped and impacted your style today, and you know, Chef Kearse, I know one of the the things I read that was really great about you is, you know, a description of your flavors that said familiar flavors done differently. And then Chris and Bobby, you know, with your Mediterranean flavors that really get people, you know, just introducing them to what the bold flavors are, the great flavors are, and not what we call Americanized Mediterranean. You are a little bit different than that. You're very authentic. But if you could give us, you know, that one significant restaurant or experience that really shaped who you are today.
I can't answer that. I know the answer. It's not one restaurant.
Okay.
You know, there's each place I worked at, I learned different things. You know, at True, I learned how to put different elements on a plate that play to each element of taste. You know, Chai Chowder, you learn how to be displayed. Fred Laundry taught you how to be very disciplined with organization. All those play different ways of how you a chef. But yeah, I would say like Chai Chowder, True, Olivia would be the top three of like my mind. All Chicago. That's the answer. Chicago.
It is a great food city. It truly is.
Yeah.
Really is. And yeah, my favorite place in Chicago is a little burger joint called Kuma Burger. I think it's like, you know, Kuma Burger is a great little place, and it's just, you know, very unique and different. So how about you, Chef?
What's yours?
I mean, I was gonna say something very similar as to Chris. I'm like, doing one a weird answer because it's like because it's like, you know, like I like for me it's just like the experience I've had through my life is what has shaped what I'm doing right now. Like I'm not working for other people. When I worked at other restaurants as the chef, I used my experience plus their vision of what they wanted in a restaurant. Now that like Chris and I are doing our own thing, we have our own restaurant, we're kind of bringing all those experiences and kind of making it work in the space that we're in. So like, starting from when I was cooking with my aunts and uncles to when I was working at Baruco in Athens, it's like, it's just like there's many experiences that I've exchanged. I feel like I'm not, and I think Chris said the same thing. It's like not like doing like the same thing that where you worked or something like that. You're not going to take dishes or technique directly and just put it right into your restaurant. You're going to kind of have your own interpretation. And that's, I think that's.
I think if you asked me that 10 years ago, I had a different answer. I feel like first head chef job, I did things I knew how to do. I showed them what I knew how what I learned. Now you kind of take all that and do it your own way.
That makes
We
perfect
lost.
sense.
Yeah. And I mean, as they said, like in restaurants, you take on all of your different experiences and turn it into your own particular menu and hone in on that particular skill. So I think that's a big thing and important to gain, ground. Like you learn from different chefs. Both of them learned from different chefs. So it's a huge thing to learn from different chefs and make it your own.
You kind of learn what not to do also. You also learn what you don't like and what places that I thought were not fair or who knows what, I don't know. But, I tried figuring out the struggles I had as a cook, and then I try to not let build a business that does not let that happen. You know, so it's not just cooking. I always tell cooks who go to other restaurants for stage, look at how they organize. Pay attention to how they organize everything. That's a great way to see what is not going right, what is going wrong. Okay.
So what I want to also pop on and say is that both of you kind of obviously give back to the community. Community means a lot to you. Chris, I know that you have mentored various, individuals who have come into your kitchen, almost like giving back to the community, the culinary community that way. And Bobby, you 100%, you and your wife give back to the community in a huge way. So the fact that you're collaborating and doing this dinner in order to give back is a huge event too. So what are some of the dishes that you guys are going to be creating for your dinners?
So first of all, Chris and I have cooked together. Like when I was at Will with him. When I actually came to him and I was, hey, can I work there for like a month while my restaurant's building? He's like, you'll be there for 2 years, and that's exactly what happened. It took like 2 years. So the month turned into 2 years. We worked together and we worked well together, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, kind of make it a French AF, right?
Yeah.
First French is fun.
It's not. It's interesting.
Right.
I was thinking these concepts. Something is a wall, like you have like a lane. You don't know how your lane so much. When you do these concepts, you can really do everything you want. Have a lot of fun. Use a new equipment that I don't have, use a one of them tomorrow. So a lot of the menu is based around the offer he has. We do a mushroom wall style. With parsley, from our tasers. Some steak down the oven. Fish are with other roasted ramps. Something else. All the rounds.
Yeah, it's everyone want to eat all on one menu. All the good stuff. it's amazing, but it's gonna be like, like Chris says, it's like for me, like when we're doing these dinners, like I like to bring chefs in that normally like people like in my neighborhood or people that would come to Stina maybe wouldn't even know or go to eat that kind of food. We want to kind of introduce people to different restaurants and stuff like that. And kind of expand like everybody's like an experience, like to kind of be able to
It's a creative outlet too. I mean, like as chefs, we're all very creative, and to have like a no holds bar deliver a lot of opportunity for $1. It's a lot of fun for me. It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's event is going to be benefiting Novik Urban Farms, which is a great organization that has like two different purposes. One is to grow food and give it away to people that need to eat, obviously. And then the second mission they have is to teach young people to urban farm. So it's a great organization. We're hoping to raise as much money as we can. And what we do is we take 20% of the proceeds for that night, but then we also take 2% of the whole month of everything we make, and then we put it all together and write them a check. So.
Wow, what a great cause. Today's day and age with, the decline of farmers nationwide and things like that, teaching urban farming, which is such a big thing. Hats off to you both for supporting such a great cause. Obviously on Food Farms and Chefs, we're big supporters of farmers and, and doing all that, I would assume both of you really have a penchant for, some of the local farms and things like that. How difficult are you finding it now with supply chain and things like that, getting some of the local products or working with farmers that are really taking a difficult stance now with the cost of everything?
Doesn't say anymore. A couple of them talk to aren't starting up yet. That's not a hard no from them. I'm not trying to talk to small, like these little farmers anymore. But the cost of labor and just the business is something so hard. I don't have the time to really sit down and eliminate a culture. So,
Sure.
we really have to change. The only thing the business has been changed forever, it really has. It is not just from staffing to infrastructure to how to pay our bills and so, you know, personally, I had to restructure a lot on my timeline of the week to do that kind of stuff. And a lot of stuff I had to use maybe like 5 less for theirs. I don't have, and you don't have the manpower to close this all now. A lot of the sales reps took over the whole accounts, and they don't really call that as quickly as they used to. So, it's a domino effect. So it's not just foreign, it's the whole thing, man. Even going to call a couple of compounds. It's cardiac a phone call to when the phone went down on Saturday night. I couldn't, so, it's the whole thing, mess up the whole thing. It's just really hard. I find pick and choose the battles. I try nice things in when I can, from small individual people. I find it, to a company who does that for me. There's a company called Download. They do a lot of local sourcing. It's not as small and local as say the first market, but it's better than the stuff that comes from Taiwan or from Mexico right now. So, we're going to have to adapt from that. But, that's kind of how I manage it.
Yeah, I mean, like, Stina is, we have a lower price point than a lot of restaurants. Like, we're very neighborhood, where our neighborhood is. So we kind of, we have a lower price point. So we like, certainly when we opened, we were using more direct local small farmers. But after a while, like even before the pandemic, for me, I was just like, it's kind of unsustainable a little bit, believe it or not. But I definitely, even then and even now, just like Chris said, it's just like I use local purveyors, small local purveyors, like that do the local sourcing for me, and I trust them to do that. You can tell by the product too. It's just like, it just works better for us, especially because for Chris too, but definitely for me, it's just like we're running these restaurants and like we're wearing different hats and we have a lot of stuff to do. So it's just like, do we have time to sit there and talk to a lot of different people like it used to be? I'm not saying that it may not, maybe one day we'll come back to that, but for now, it's an easier way to go.
I hate to say it, local knowledge dinner. Chipotle diet and 10 mile land is local for me. So I really focus on buying the best quality and the best price I can do for my customers. That's how I always leave. I mean,
Well, Chef Kearse, you were really, you had a great statement during COVID, and you spoke, and there was a video made about it, about how COVID affected businesses and things like that, and it's still continuing, and as we go into the future, do either of the two of you have any advice for restaurants that are trying to get their feet going again and trying to come out the other end of this? And so many of our friends and colleagues and family have lost their businesses and gone through that. But as we're coming out of that, and I know, Chris, you had really great advice for a lot of people. Is there something that you would throw out there to give some advice or some encouragement to those that are
best advice I'll say is know the culture in the business. If you don't have that, you're not successful. Know the positive work environment, build the team, be a leader, be authentic, and if you don't take care of your team, you're not going anywhere. Often really say, without any shame to it. So, know that culture, sitting out what was not working in our industry in your restaurant pre-COVID, and it's a great restart button. We had things a little more here, and some people working, some people not working, and it's a restart button. But being truly authentic to your staff, and work as hard as they work, but the only one problems. Life is not managing expectation problems. You always going to have an issue, always something to go wrong, and you know your head. So that's it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I like especially during COVID, it's like we had to really kind of pivot what we were doing to survive, and I think that a lot of that has stuck around, like all those different things that we were doing, everything from. Because when we opened up, we're a sit-down restaurant. We don't even want to do takeout, no one delivery, like anything like that. And I remember people would call and be like, "Hey, can we do takeout?" And we're like, "No, sorry." And like, that was it. And then, or sometimes we'll be like, "All right, we'll let you do a takeout or something." But now it's like we have takeout, we have delivery, we have the sit-down service. The way we put plates together and stuff to go, it's totally changed. It's just like we want to give people a great value, but it's just like we have to kind of recognize how to make money. It's just like you can't survive as a restaurant if you're not making money. And
get creative. Get outside the box. I think these are the times when you have an idea to wall, and no one's already judge you if neither don't work. I mean, we did first Sunday dinner for like 3 months, and for a week or two, and then just trying ideas, and I think it's authentic, and you're really trying to harness the customers and the guests and all that, and they'll support you. Hospitality. Hospitality is what it is. I call it show business. It's all show business. It's taking care of our guests, and if you don't get the core in your heart, you're not going to make it. So kind of like something from that.
Great advice, and certainly something that everyone needs, every restaurant owner needs to be focusing on. Those
call your
basic.
friends. Call your friends. Call your friends for advice. Don't be shy. Tell your brother or I called Hollywood for a while for him. I don't want to do it anymore. Talk it out. You're not alone. And that's one thing that I tell everyone is, mental health is so important, and don't be afraid or embarrassed or shy. An ear. Trying to get out in words, you can talk it yourself, but that's not a big thing I did was talk to enough people. And what my friend was at.
That coming from the two of you, two of the biggest name culinary, talents in the city, to hear you both say, call your friends, ask for advice, ask, for, some help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I can't tell you the chills that sends through me, because it's so true. But we are in an industry sometimes where, we're hesitant to ask somebody else. And hearing you both say that, so touching.
When you're at the top, you're the head honcho, you're the head coach. Who do you call? Are you allowed to call anybody? So I think there's a stigmata of like person you know it all. I know nothing. I mean, so yeah. So I agree.
Scary stuff, yeah. Yeah, I mean, people or people expect you just to absorb all that and just deal with, and it's like it's not okay. But
yeah, you can. I mean, it's you have so much going on that that was just such heartfelt, great advice from both of you, and it meant so much there. So, are tickets still available for tomorrow night?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. There's
Okay.
there's definitely a few tables, seats left. And it's going to be a great night. I mean, we have a beautiful setting. We have great food. We have wine. We have music. We have we'll both be there.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's going to be a lot of fun.
So how do people go ahead and find tickets for the event?
Okay, so you go to Stina Pizzeria at StinaPizzeria.com, or you can go directly to Resi, and go on to Stina and go to the date, which is the 24th May, which is tomorrow for us, and you pick your time and you make a reservation. It is a paid event. It's $85. You get 5 courses. There's a wine tasting available too. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, 5 courses with the 2 of you for $85 is one of the best buys that I can imagine anybody could have for a dinner out. So
Yeah, everything from foie gras to oysters to babo rum to everything on it.
I would look forward to the escargot.
Oh man, yeah, morels. What else? Ramps.
Rosé.
Yep.
All she wants.
all for a good cause too, which makes it even better.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank both of you for joining us on Food Firms and Chefs. And Gene, thank you for the amazing interview. So if you are looking for an amazing meal and an amazing time, go to their chef's tasting dinner tomorrow. And if you are looking to eat at one of their restaurants, where can they find you?
It's all already platform. There or our website, Stina.
StinaPizzeria.com,
Silly enough.
Forsythia.com, or go to Resi. You can come in, or just pop on in. We're not going to say
The whole hour. Every hour. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
good night.
You too.